Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip, and today it's good to be live again. I'm live a little late this afternoon. I had a very early morning, a big old team meeting for my work, my day job. Took care of it. The coffee wore out by now, guys, but I do have some very interesting ideas for you today. It needs to be talked about because last night I was up probably about 12:30 in the morning, and from about 10:30 to, I'd say, 11:45. It was late. Me and Black Sea hopped on the phone after our ladies went to sleep, and you know what? We were consulting each other about what the heck's going on with this market, because we've been in this space since 2016. We started this channel to tell you guys about what we understand about crypto, what we've learned, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, guys, whether it's working, whether it's not working. You know, what strategies are working, what strategies we like, what strategies we're best at, what strategies maybe we need to stay away from as an individual. And then hopefully you guys can do some research based off those conversations and come up with your own strategy. You know, we're not doing the financial advice for you guys here. We're just throwing ideas out there. The idea of the day is this. Is it different this time? And that's the most dangerous thing anybody could ever say, because if it's not different, if this time it's not different, right? If people say this time is different, dangerous saying. If it's not different, then that technically means that there's a 50% correction on the table. And I just don't see enough people really talking about it. Some people are hinting at it, but it's hard not to be bullish right now, and I get that. We're going to look at what was going on yesterday with some of these ETFs. 14x trading volume from one of these funds, guys. It's insane what's going on. There's a huge demand for Bitcoin and crypto for some reason, but there are some potential top signals. And I'm going to look at Black Sea's tweet that he put out today. Very, very interesting one. Talk about some of the conversations Black Sea and I had on the phone last night. Obviously, I'm making some degen plays, guys. You know that by now if you're watching. I've been in some of these meme coins and the Bitcoin DeFi side of things. Doing very well. A little volatile today. I'll give you guys my update on what's going on with that. But let's talk about the broader narrative. The big narrative that I think everybody's missing, and we'll also talk about whether or not Bitcoin does need to crash. It doesn't have to. It would make sense if it would. The truth is I'm not trying to put too much thought into it. Today's the 21st. My paychecks come in on the 24th. Paycheck comes in next month on the 24th, and the month after that, actually, 2 months from now, it's a big bonus. This month is a standard paycheck, which is doing all right. I did well at work last year. So my strategy is not going to change. What's my overall strategy? It's to buy through the year 2024 and probably give myself, maybe my birthday's in the fall, winter, beginning of winter. Give myself a little birthday present, maybe a Christmas present with some profits, and take some profits along the way. The question is how early are we in terms of an investment? Did you buy the bottom? If your bags are big right now, if you're already hitting six figures, whatever, if you're hitting bigger than that, where are you at? Should you be trying to shuffle things aside? These are all a bunch of thoughts that may or may not be going on. Are you at 5 figures? Are you at 6 figures? Are you at 4 figures? And is that a big number for you? And what should your strategy be? These are all things that are okay to think about. They're healthy. In fact, if you're not thinking about these things, then you're not setting yourself up for success. It's good to kind of reflect on the emotions from the previous bull cycle, see where you're at right now, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've got a lot of emotions going on right now. It's real. Again, me and Black Sea, we have an urge to hop on the phone a little bit more so than usual, especially at night when it's like everything's done for the day and I can't get crypto off my mind. We did our videos. We already told our thoughts for the day. And now here's some more thoughts that are going on. And so I want to kind of let you guys into our mind and where we're at with that as we kind of go through this bull market, because we are just getting started. Some people say the bull market hasn't begun yet. I got to catch myself when I'm talking to Black Sea because the fact is when you say that, you're wrong. The fact of the matter is this. This was the beginning of the 2021 bull market that we saw the peak at. And then we came back down. We went to the bottom of a bear market. And as soon as you hit the bottom of the bear market, any price movement after that, in my mind, is bull market territory. Now, admittedly, on the way back up from the bottom here, we weren't quite saying this was a bull market because the truth was that we didn't know if this in fact was still the bottom, because we aren't rocket scientists. And even if you were, good luck. You're not a fortune teller. You don't have a magic crystal ball where you could tell the future. There's no way to know whether this was really the bottom or not. We believed with all our hearts that it was, but we weren't going to come out and make a bold claim when we were getting these moves to say this is the bull market, because at the end of the day, bear markets are long and brutal, and you never know what happens. So much of me wanted to see Bitcoin crash down and like almost come back down to like this previous peak and have the big 50% crash here. But we had something different happen this time. This time it's different. There's the dangerous statement, right? What's so different this time? Biggest institutions in the world are getting into Bitcoin and crypto. I thought I was sharing my screen here. What I was talking about is this, guys. This was technically the beginning of the bull market right there. Just anytime you see a bottom, the previous bull cycle here, technically, this was the beginning of the bull market. We're already, for Bitcoin specifically, Bitcoin's already up 210% from the bottom. You already have a 2x on your Bitcoin bags. If you bought Solana at the bottom, well, the fact of the matter is this, guys, then you already have a, drum roll please, what is it, an 8x? A 12x from the bottom. If you bought Crow coin, even though Crow is painful to hold for some right now, and I get it, underperforming Bitcoin, underperforming Solana, it's up 80%. Still fantastic gains on an annualized basis. Though the fact is we've been coming down for a lot longer than we've been going up. A lot more pain with this coin, no doubt about it. Stacks is getting close, guys. Stacks is getting very close. What's Stacks? The layer 2 solution for Bitcoin, allows DeFi built on Bitcoin, is literally on the weekly candle time frame hitting its previous resistance where the body of the candle filled up to at specifically $2 and call it 72 cents, something like that. Are we going to come break down right now? Well, things would make me believe that it has to happen, right? That's on the thumbnail. It has to happen. It doesn't have to happen, but people are saying that it has to happen. I've been saying that I would expect it to happen. It should happen. It would be healthier for it to happen. But is there a chance where now with the Ethereum ETF hype that Ethereum just keeps rallying? We hit $3,000 yesterday. We're back down below $3,000 today, just kind of coming back down. At any point, we could see this thing kind of come back up. What's interesting is when you kind of go into the time frame here on Bitcoin, we are way zoomed out. We're on the daily candles. Let's zoom into where we're at locally here. Again, when in doubt, zoom out. That's kind of how you can really get a better flavor as what's going on, is at least as good of a understanding of what's going on as possible. I saw this ascending triangle that looked very interesting and was hoping, we had a wick up above that yesterday and it was looking pretty decent. Now today we have a huge candle that is breaking down out of this triangle. Well, is it over? Is this that beginning of that maybe 30, maybe 50% crash? Well, not necessarily, guys. Excuse me. The truth is, anything can happen here and you need to be prepared for it. Right now, I'm in the Stacks ecosystem in a big way. If Stacks breaks out past these previous highs, and I'm going to get rid of that right there. If Stacks breaks out past its previous high and fills the body of this candle and goes green, 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 these plays that I'm making, like Alex Labs, which I was holding quite a bit of, I actually traded it up for some other, a little more high risk, high reward, or, high risk, extreme pain when Bitcoin crash plays, which I've been sharing with you guys that have been doing tremendously well. If Stacks can break out, we could see some crazy gains out of some of these altcoins. Altcoins are amazing when they do well. When altcoins don't do well, it's murderous. It's brutal. It's terrible. It's tough. We got a lot of folks in the chat. Shout out to Chio. Shout out to QBA. John316. Chad, good to see you in the chat. Who else we got? Emmy, Marty, Yamamoto. It's Summers 3. My guys, thanks for joining, guys. If you're just joining us, smash the like button, especially if you want to see Stacks break out like I do. But again, historically, guys, and we look like we want to break down out of this wedge. Let's see how this thing actually plays out. But historically, guys, what history shows us is you must be prepared for this. You must be prepared for this to actually be the top before the halving or at the halving. And then we might see up to a 50% retracement. There's a world where Bitcoin comes back down to 26K. And if you don't believe it, or you refuse to believe that it's possible, then let God have mercy on your soul. You need to at least have it as a possibility for yourself. Because if you're not ready to suffer the consequences of a 50% Bitcoin crash, then you're going to have a really hard time through this entire bull market. Trust me. I've been through this thing, 2016, 2017, 2018 bear market. And we had 2019, we started to come up, and then we crashed down, and then 2021 was amazing, and then we came up. And then we crashed in 2021, and the FTX crashed and really thought it was over, and now here we back are. And we're going to another parabolic rally because the largest institutions in the world are getting into crypto and Bitcoin. It's a very exciting thing, guys, but if you're not ready for the 50% crash, which maybe, potentially, this would be the moment that it would make the most sense to me. I told you guys at the beginning of the stream, Black C and I have been having more phone calls at night. Well, what are those phone calls involving? Mostly how psychotic I am right now with these BRC20 stacks meme tokens, which are ridiculous, but I have a hypothesis that I just can't shake right now, that Bitcoin DeFi is going to be the next biggest thing since canned cheese. I just think it's going to be huge, guys. I just think it's going to be huge. I think it's a bigger opportunity than Cronos right now, especially right now. I think Cronos is still a fantastic token. That's another narrative we've talked about. Still holding my Cronos tokens. I've got a crazy update for you guys later today. You're going to want to hear. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. There's a crazy video coming out later today of what I'm doing with my Crow bags. I'll give you a hint. I'm not selling. Okay. But right now, I am very bullish on this Bitcoin-related ecosystem. And so for me, I'm going to get absolutely wrecked personally in my Bitcoin DeFi play Stacks portfolio if Bitcoin slips off a cliff. But if Stacks breaks out and it's right there about to get to price discovery mode, the opposite is true. I'm going to make an insane amount of money with my altcoins, and any of you guys that are in those plays with me are probably going to make a lot of money on those as well, as long as we're taking profits, and we'll continue to keep you guys posted on what I'm doing and the moves that I'm making in that space. But if the downside occurs, and this is in fact the moment where Bitcoin's breaking out of this wedge, we've been rallying for way too long, and we've just been coming up too hard, too fast, already up 210% from the bottom of the bear market, and Bitcoin's got to crash before the halving, and we get this 50% crash coming, well then guess what? Stacks is probably going to come back down, maybe even to $1.40, maybe back down below $1. Who knows? If Bitcoin, oh, I just lost my Bitcoin chart. If Bitcoin comes out and has this crash that we're talking about, then Stacks is going to get wrecked, Crow's going to get wrecked, and actually, I would love to see, Crowcoin bottom out versus Bitcoin. On a Crowcoin note, guys, I know a lot of Crow fam in the chat, and I love my Crow bags, trust me, guys. They're frustrating at times, but overall, the hypothesis is strong, and I will not waver. And matter of fact, I did a video the other day, and it still remains true. This is literally, in my opinion, the worst time historically to have chosen to, if you want to sell your Crow coins, you should have sold them here, 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 but you certainly wouldn't want to sell them here if you were thinking logically, in my opinion, just because historically we're at the low versus Bitcoin, which means Crowcoin's about to rally versus Bitcoin, and finally Crowcoin's about to outperform Bitcoin. I just wouldn't understand a life where people would ride their value of Crowcoin down versus Bitcoin and then get into the slower mover that is Bitcoin versus Crow. That makes no sense to me. That's just newbies panicking. That's the opposite of diamond handers. That is paper handers, folks. It happens. Now, maybe Crow's a bad investment. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong about Bitcoin related plays. I could be wrong about a lot of things, guys. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what do you believe in? Because Black Sea and I have been talking about whether or not we believe in a big crash coming for Bitcoin and crypto right now, or whether we believe in a world where we see Bitcoin and crypto reach all-time highs before or right after the halving without a 50% correction. And the honest truth is, we have no idea which way that goes. There is a world where Bitcoin, there's a world, and this is what Black Sea and I are talking about. There is a world where Bitcoin literally does the most insane thing you could think of and causes what I would think of as what's the most painful thing that could happen to Bitcoin right now? Here's the conversation I had with Black Sea. Bitcoin goes to $69,000, or even better yet, Bitcoin goes to $72,000, all right? This is the most painful thing that I can imagine. Bitcoin goes to $72,000 and then crashes down, what's 50%? And crashes down back to 36K or bounces off like 38K. That would be extremely painful. That would be kind of reminiscent of this. Also, if Bitcoin essentially like double or let's say triple topped here, what would that mean? Would that mean that the 4-year cycles are over? If we didn't get this 50% crash, does that mean that the 4-year cycles are over? Since BlackRock and Fidelity are now buying Bitcoin, does that mean that the 4-year cycles are over? Does that mean that everything we created this channel around, everything that every YouTuber's created their channel around, every hypothesis that every crypto trader's created their trading strategies around is wrong and invalidated? I can't quite hop on that board. And so it just leaves me to the fact that I can't shake. And the fact is that every time we've had a bull cycle come, there's been at least a 30 to 50% retracement. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 20% retracements so far. Does that replace the potential 30 to 50% retracement that I've been expecting for so long? Maybe. Maybe that's what's different this time. Maybe what's different this time is that these institutions will not stop buying and this thing just keeps going up. I don't know. Crypto Keeper says, Kip, you are one of the few influencers I believe in. A lot of other influencers are full of nonsense. I appreciate that. I know there's a lot of influencers out there that are full of nonsense for sure. Do I take gamble plays sometimes? Yes. Am I transparent about it? Yes. I have not told you guys how many Crow coins I have. That's just for fun. I have a lot of Crow coins. I'm going to show you how many Crow I have. I'm certainly going to keep you guys posted with all the moves that I'm making. But if there's a day where I'm feeling bearish, I'll tell you the day that I'm feeling bearish. Overall, long term, I'm bullish on crypto. I can't envision a world where I say, this time it's different. I can't envision a world where I take profit in any significant way before Bitcoin hits its previous all-time highs. I can't picture a world where I take profit on crypto before the Bitcoin halving, because the whole reason we started this channel in the first place, the whole reason I invest in crypto and my whole philosophy goes off the 4-year cycles. And so in some capacity, that's got to come true in my mind. And if I'm wrong, I'm absolutely going to get wrecked. That's just how that's going to be. But in the meantime, I'm ready to get wrecked in the short term on a potential 50% crash. That all being said, I just think we go up, guys. I'm very bullish. I'm very bullish. John 316, that's a very generous comment, my brother. We got a lot of folks. We got 46 viewers, 17 likes. I guess you guys like this afternoon time. If you have any questions for me, feel free to throw them in the comments. If you're feeling some kind of way today, be honest with me. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me what your moves are. What are you buying? What are you selling? Are you selling? I'm shuffling bags around all the time. I'm keeping you guys updated with it. I'm curious what you guys are looking at out there. I know everybody right now is freaking out about Helium Mobile. Some people are saying it's a 100x coin. I think at one point it was a 100x coin. If you bought it before, it just pumped 10x in the last, month. It was crazy. At this point, still probably a 10, 20x on the table, maybe a 50x. Who knows for that thing if that Helium network actually becomes significant. But I'm curious what plays you guys are making. Bitcoin is right now fighting for life at 51,000. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. So let me look at the chat real quick, and then we'll get into some of these stories. Heaven Pack says, customer inflows from the ETF haven't even started this breakout of a super cycle. Retail hasn't even here yet, but for us crypto heads, super cycle. Talk to me about the super cycle. Super cycle is the dangerous word. That's the word that me and me and Black Sea have been talking about on this channel here for a while. McLovin, I was going to call out your comment just now. McLovin. Not buying anything right now. Mobrak saying, what do you think about Sora? Well, I'll tell you. I don't know much about Sora. I know that the AI play is very interesting. It's very, very interesting to see that narrative playing out. I'm not too hyped about AI. I might be missing the boat on that one, but we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, some people are just kind of holding, not buying right now. It's very interesting. Some people are just very tentative right now. I think that right now I'm probably a little more bullish than Black Sea, and I think that just in the short term, in the immediate move right now, but also the more bullish that I am, the more I doubt that I'm right? If I get all frothy and I'm talking about WELSH and how much money WELSH is going to make and how much money, I'm speculating that with some of these meme plays on stacks that I could absolutely see some ridiculous numbers, right? And the more that I start talking about the potential of making millions of dollars off these meme plays that I'm buying with big bags really early, high risk plays, the more psychotic that I feel and the more likely I feel that Bitcoin's about to crash. And as I was talking with Black Sea last night, I was thinking, if Bitcoin fell off this cliff and died tomorrow, which is why my thumbnail is what it is, that wouldn't surprise me at all. And I submit, Jesus, take the wheel, right? I submit whatever it is. I'm ready. I'm dedicated. I've got coins that I have a hypothesis on that I believe in right now. And I'm playing it out, and I'm going to keep you guys posted. Kenneth Kwan says, made it to the stream. Let's see that dip, brother. I don't want to see the dip in a way, but if I did, I'm ready. I'm going to buy the dip. I got more money coming in. That's good. That's great. That euphoria feeling is real. I'm going to ask a question in the chat. I love what you're saying, McLovin. So here's what we're going to ask. Are you feeling the euphoria? You guys let me know. If I spelled euphoria wrong, forgive me, all right? But are you feeling the euphoria? Because I'm feeling the euphoria right now. I really am. I really, really am, which makes me feel like it's time for this dip. But if it doesn't come, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to, I'll be over the moon. Because if Stacks breaks out, wow, these bags of mine right now are going to make some incredible plays. Super cycle, was that a bear? Super bear? Some people are saying it was a super bear. I say, nah. I mean, I was talking to Black Sea about this yesterday. He was kind of using the super bear language. Me and Black Sea, you're going to have two different opinions and not saying I'm right, he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right, I'm wrong. That's not the point. The point is looking at other perspectives and having a discussion. Look at what other people are feeling. Talk about other people's feelings. See what the emotional sentiment is for you versus the people on Twitter versus the mainstream media. We do have some top signals that I want to warn you guys about. But if you look at, people say it was a super bear cycle. Was it really? Was it really a super bear cycle? Because there's your peak. And then there's your bottom. And that's 371 days. And then you have, here's your peak. And there's your bottom, and that's 371 days. So where's the super bear cycle that everybody talks about? It doesn't exist. It's in your head. You just can't grasp, not you specifically, McLovin, but all of us. It's hard to grasp. It's hard to contain your emotions in crypto. When you're losing money at a rate you just can't even fathom, and when you're making money at a rate you can't even fathom, you wake up and you make 12 grand because of a new coin that you bought, you're going to freak out. And if you don't freak out, then you have something very wrong with you. You have really a lot of problems if that doesn't get you a little bit excited, okay? Everybody here is human. If you wake up and you make stupid money in your portfolio because of a new play that you're excited about, you're going to feel euphoric. I've been feeling euphoric as well. These are the conversations. Heaven Pack says, heck no, I feel crushed and defeated. I should have stolen money during COVID like most people. Oh, Haven, man. Oh, my goodness. Taking it that way. Let's see. Steve says, my roommate showed me his crypto account for the first time in years this past weekend. How'd it look, Steve? That's an interesting, there's your top signal. My roommate showed me his crypto account for the first time in years since we passed this weekend. That's a top signal, Steve. That's a top signal. What other top signals are you guys seeing? What top signals are you seeing? Do you believe in the super cycle? Let me know. Let me know. Anyway, I don't think it was a super bear cycle. Let's talk a little bit about some of these stories. So first off, Stacks. Look at this chart for Stacks. It's tasty. If you don't have any Stacks in your portfolio, then I just don't think you've been paying attention. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this thing, but I am asking you, what the heck are you thinking if you don't have any Stacks exposure or Stacks ecosystem exposure in your portfolio? I'm buying a lot of coins on Stacks right now. You guys have been watching those plays. This thing might break out to all-time highs. Price discovery mode, it'd be fantastic. But if Bitcoin slips and dips and crumbles and bumbles, then we're going to be in for a little stretch of pain. Could it be a month? Could it be 2 months? Sure, whatever. Either way, I'm ready no matter what. That's what we have to be. We have to be ready. Coinbase stock coming down as well. Yesterday or the other day, it looked like this thing wanted to break out past the previous. This was the buy the rumor, sell the news event for the Bitcoin spot ETF that we were anticipating for so darn long. And then we had a rally from there. We broke out, looked like we wanted to go back up to the upside, but now we are hesitating. Today, NVIDIA earnings came out. So I feel like the entire market is affected by that. But Bitcoin's obviously coming down. When Bitcoin comes down, MicroStrategy's Coinbase stock comes down. That's all within the cards. No surprises here. I'm still very bullish on all these stocks. But again, is the 50% crash supposed to be here? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green months in a row says maybe, just maybe March and April we get some red months. Maybe April, May we get some red months. Maybe it's April, May, June, and then July we take off again. I don't know how it's going to play out, guys. But if you're not ready for it to play out in some capacity, and I don't know how to help. You have to be ready. You also have to be ready if Bitcoin keeps just going up. I don't think that should happen. I don't expect that to happen. If that happens, would I be upset? No, I'd be thrilled. I've got a lot of crypto right now. I've got big bags and very highly speculative plays that if Bitcoin goes up, my portfolio is going to make all-time highs daily. It's going to be insane. But we need to be aware that there's a lot of green. We need a little flicker of red at some point, and we just haven't seen it yet. The only thing that makes the super cycle thing enticing, which keeps me and Black Sea talking about this late at night together, is VanEck spot Bitcoin ETF. Trading volume is up 14x yesterday. That's crazy. QBA asked, when are you planning to unstake your Crow from wallet and get ready for the sell? QBA, I'm not selling my Crow yet, but you're going to want to watch my video tonight. Ooh, what does that mean? What does that mean? You're going to want to watch my video on Crowcoin tonight. I'm going to talk about some moves. That's all I'll say. I'm not selling my Crow. I'll also say that. So don't freak out. I believe in Crow too much. VanEck spot Bitcoin ETF trading volume is up 14x yesterday. That is your argument for the super cycle. These institutions are getting into crypto and Bitcoin for the very first time in a very real way. How could this thing just stop? Why would they all of a sudden dump it? You think about it, and somebody said in the chat, the retail hasn't even been getting in through these ETFs in a big way yet. People are just starting to talk about it. Now, what are some other things that we're hearing right now? Coinbase CEO says every institution is now starting to hold crypto. It's only just beginning. I'd like to know percentage-wise of like all the companies in the S&P 500, what percentage of them have exposure to Bitcoin? I'd like to know the answer. I bet you it's less than 5%. I bet you it's maybe less than 2%. What happens when 100% of them have 0.5% invested in it? Like, that's the world we're coming up to. This is the one we've been talking about so long, and if there's anything that supports a super cycle, which I'm very, very hesitant on discussing or believing in, super cycle is a dangerous word. There is more reason than ever before. This is technically the moment we've been waiting for. We've been waiting. Institutional adoption. Well, technically that's here. Does that mean that it's different this time? Or maybe it's just the next leg up. The argument I was making to Black Sea yesterday was, and we're just talking about these freely and openly, is, well, this time, is it different because the institutions are getting in? Well, the argument against that is last bull cycle, we went to 3 trillion. If we're going to go up to 10 trillion this time, then where are those extra trillions going to come? That's never going to come from retail, right? That's got to come from the institutions in the first place, right? It got to 3 trillion last time because there were some institutions out there that were buying, right? And these are all these things that we just really don't have the answer to, but there are some clues. And the clues are saying that institutions are getting in. And so this statement from Brian Armstrong is a strong one. It doesn't sell me on the super cycle. I'd love a super cycle. The thing that gets me really excited, and I think it's going to be super this cycle, is Bitcoin DeFi. A billionaire hedge fund CEO, Dan Morehead, bringing DeFi to Bitcoin is now a $500 billion opportunity. Bitcoin Magazine's talking about it. People are just starting to catch on to stacks. People are just starting to catch on to DeFi on Bitcoin. And I think that's going to be the number one narrative. If you guys are in this watching right now, we got 45 viewers and 21 likes. Do me a favor, X out of the live chat. Smash the like button for me if you appreciate this content. You don't have to super chat. You can super chat if you want to. You don't have to become a member, guys. The number one thing you can really do that I care about is smash the like button. Now, if you want to ask me a question, ask me a question. If you want to become a member on the channel and get access to our private Discord, I told you guys about 2 coins that I bought last night in our private Discord. Let me know if you guys got to see that, some of the members in the chat. But you get access to our private Discord if you are a member on our YouTube channel. You can become a member down below. But at least smash the like for me, guys. That's the number one thing you can do to support a YouTube channel. Anyway, Bitcoin DeFi is huge. Now, that might be a top signal. Okay, hedge fund guy coming out and talking about a $500 billion opportunity in Bitcoin DeFi. This is more of a top signal. Tucker Carlson says former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson asked for $1 million in US dollars, gold, or Bitcoin. That's very interesting. There's a prime minister asking for $1 million in Bitcoin. Does that mean that the major players in the world are now flipping bullish on Bitcoin? Yes, yes, yes. Does that mean that it's a top signal? Maybe, maybe, maybe. Yes, kind of. Top signals everywhere. But it's pre-halving. Thoughts? A lot of thoughts, Black Sea. Lot of thoughts. Me and my partner on this channel talked for, again, an hour last night about all this. It just felt like crazy people, having no idea how to feel right now with the emotion. That's just the truth of it, guys. And if you have a YouTuber that you're watching that's not talking about the reality of how they're feeling right now, then I don't know. I mean, it's irresponsible, I think. We have to be conscious right now of what the reality is. And the fact of the matter of this is we're a little overbought right now. But we also have this institutional narrative that's crazy. We've got now the hype coming for the ETH ETF. Does that spike up ETH and continue ETH? If ETH rallies, does Bitcoin cool off? If Bitcoin cools off and ETH rallies, do we get an altcoin rally? These are all the thoughts, guys. These are all the thoughts. But here you go. You've got Tom Lee coming back up on CNBC. This guy, every time this guy comes on CNBC and starts giving Bitcoin predictions, you know that it's getting a little crazy again. And by the way, Tom Lee's price predictions for Bitcoins suck. They always have. He's always way too bullish, and he's always wrong. Pretty much every time. I like a Bitcoin bull, but I hate the unrealistic Bitcoin bulls. He says Bitcoin's going to hit 150K this year. Maybe that's his most logical prediction yet. Maybe. But maybe not, especially if we get the 50% dip. If we dip from 69K down to 38K and then we rally up to 150K, can we do all that in the year 2023? Maybe. I don't know. That's not the point of this. The point of this is that we DCA and hold for the long term. We do the research. We buy the projects that we believe in, and then you rinse and repeat. And there's bull cycles and there's bear cycles. And if I'm wrong, well, then a lot of us are going to be wrong. And it's then this time it really was different, and it's not going to play out the way that we want it to. You're lucky if you take profits knowing the information in a bull cycle. If the thing is all different, the 4-year cycles are dead, then you'll be really lucky. I think that the 4-year cycles are still on. They always change a little bit. I got to get some more water, guys. Hold on. I am so tired today. I can't, but you could come get one. My wife. Oh, Mrs. Crypto Kip. Come get a water. She wants a water too. I got a little mini fridge right here with my coffee maker. I do have some coffee in there. I shouldn't have any more coffee. I'm exhausted right now. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I got a little sidetracked. Anyway, there are a lot of top signals, guys, from Tom Lee coming on CNBC. Every day they're talking about CNBC. Recently, I saw that the the lead singer of Muse came on stage, and he said that he is mining Bitcoin. If you don't know who the Muse is, they're a big musician. No? Yes? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody know Muse out there? I'm a big fan of Muse. Anyway, came out, said he's mining Bitcoin. Katy Perry made some kind of comment about Bitcoin as well. The BlackRock ETF, everybody's talking about Bitcoin. It's trendy. And does that mean that we're overbought? And is that dangerous? Well, yeah, maybe. Is that a top signal? Maybe. Anyway, guys, I've been tweeting a lot more. Got 2,500 followers now on Twitter. If you want to give me a follow, go ahead. I'll keep you guys up to date with some of the plays that I'm making as they happen in real time. Very interesting chart. Black Sea did a great video on this the other day, and this is what we were talking about as well. If you're just curious, again, on our mindset on just what's going on right now. We went through anxiety and denial. To be honest with you guys, I really just had anger here. I mean, did some profit taking a little bit, could have done better, right? In the last bull cycle, you can always do better. Hindsight's 2020, right? But, you know, I mean, like, I knew the crash was happening in the last bull cycle. I knew that when it was over, it was over. So these emotions change for you as this market kind of goes on. But this is definitely the way that it works for people that are newer to this asset class. We kind of go into a bull market. We go through disbelief. This rally will fail like the others. Is that where we're at? Are we in disbelief right now? This is a sucker's rally. I feel like I'm in disbelief, but also the fact that I'm acknowledging that I'm in disbelief. There's the mind games that you play. Well, if I feel this way, I must be wrong because I'm retail too, but maybe then the opposite's true. But since I'm aware of that, maybe the opposite's true, right? You can play these games all day. Anyway, disbelief is arguably where we're at right now. And then hope comes, and then optimism, then belief. And this is when you have, you know, your family talking about Bitcoin with you at the Thanksgiving table, then thrill. You should be taking profits and belief and thrill, maybe even in optimism. Euphoria, that's the peak. Complacency is where we think it's going to come back up. Anxiety is when it doesn't. Denial is when it really doesn't. Panic is when it's dying and it's back down to the hope periods. And then capitulation is when you give up completely, and anger is just the whole bear market. And honestly, though, during the anger and depression phase, you know what we were doing? We were optimistic. See, that's the problem with this chart. We were optimistic on this channel during this period because that's the winning strategy in crypto. This is what retail feels, but if you feel this, you lose. If you feel all these emotions, then you lose. The goal is to not actually feel this euphoria. I was talking about how I feel euphoria earlier. There is no way in my mind. I do feel euphoria right now, but my euphoria emotion is really more of a disbelief. Honestly, I feel disbelief more than I do euphoria, but it's crazy because I'm waking up to yearly highs on my portfolio because of some of these new plays. It's just a very interesting mental game that you guys have to keep playing with yourselves and just stay conscious. Now, I did make some new plays last night. Let me share them with you. I bought a little bit of this Biddy token, which is a $250,000 market cap coin. I couldn't possibly recommend this to anybody at all in any capacity whatsoever. Probably a rug pull, might be a rug pull, could be a scam. I put like $1,500 in it. If it goes to 2 million, wow, a 10x, that's insane. You know, same thing with this coin right here, this Bourdon. It's a type of dog coin. How did I do it? I used my Xverse wallet. I actually took a little more off the table on my orange play, just a little bit, and I ended up shoveling it over to these two, which are both below a $500,000 market cap. If they go to a $10 million market cap, then you're talking about, you know, a 50x. That's crazy to think about. Anyway, these things could certainly just be rugs. A lot of risk, but I'm just playing around and learning about stack swap. I've been learning about SAT screener. I've been learning about Bitcoin related plays, stacks plays. My most excitable ones right now are certainly the ones that I'm holding the strongest on, the most optimistic about right now are orange, which is the phantom wallet of all things Bitcoin DeFi is the way that I understand it. Hopefully the vision is as good as what they've been discussing. I'm still holding this. I got like 8 or 9K worth of this, like cash, dollars. I've got some GUS token. Last night we were ripping to new highs on GUS. It just came down a little bit on the daily candle. This daily candle yesterday was red. Throughout the day, by the time the daily candle closed, it was green, and then we got another candle. It started going green, and now here we are back down on this candle. This is a $3 million market cap or something like right now, 2.5 million. If this goes to 10 million, that's a 4x. It's a meme token, guys. It's a gambling play. The only meme token that I believe has staying power right now in these Bitcoin and stacks related plays is WELSH. It's the first dog meme on Bitcoin. If you're fading on this, I think if you're not even considering exposure to this, then you never have a chance at finding the next Dogecoin, right? If you haven't even explored it, then and you're trying to find the next Dogecoin, then like, I don't know what you're doing, because I've never found a narrative that's so enticing to the next Dogecoin play as WELSH personally, the first dog meme token on Bitcoin. You know, generational WELSH. That's kind of how you gotta say it. WELSH isn't as good of a name as GUS maybe, but generational wealth sure rings well off the tongue. Anyway, I'm excited about this. I'm holding a ridiculous amount of WELSH, and I'm holding a ridiculous amount of GUS. My GUS portfolio was half that of my WELSH portfolio, but now they're the same size because the gains are going up. If GUS hits a $100 million market cap, all right, first of all, here. Again, these are things that I'm talking about with Black Seed. Now, this is the degen side of me, all right? And I'm just being honest with you guys. This is a $2.2 million market cap. If GUS hits $100 million, I'll be a millionaire on GUS, period. If GUS's market cap goes to $100 million, I will have made, I guess that means I must own 1% of the supply. I guess I own 1% of the supply. I think. Maybe. I should look into that. But I was early. You guys were early. If you've been watching my videos, if you've been buying into these, I mean, if it goes to $100 million, I have $1 million. That sounds like I got 1% of the supply. I just bought this thing when it was low. I bought it at an $800,000 market cap. And that's kind of the only reason, because I had such success with that. I shuffled a little bit of my winnings on Orange off the table. The only reason I sold Orange over WELSH and GUS is because it's undeniable that meme coins are just have some kind of weird wind behind it. And so I think I can make a lot of short-term gains on the memes. I think WELSH is more of a longer-term hold. That sounds psychotic. I might be psychotic. You let me know what you think in the comments down below. But I think if there's any coin that has a chance of being the next Dogecoin, it might be WELSH. And so I gotta keep a moon bag of this. GUS, I'd be willing to dump a lot of my GUS. I gotta sell some GUS before a $100 million market cap because I don't, again, I'm in disbelief. Again, back to the disbelief point. Could GUS token go to $100 million? I can't imagine becoming a millionaire off a silly dog meme. I can't imagine it. I've never really been in a position where I've even had to consider it. I don't even know how to handle myself considering that I'm saying it out loud that I have so much of these coins and I got into these things so early and I'm talking about them going up that high. These things might be done. They might be overbought. If Bitcoin crashes, these things could crash by 90% tomorrow and you could lose, if let's say you went crazy and you just went all in on these, you could lose 9% of everything that you're working towards by getting into these coins. So that's something I certainly don't want to see you guys do. The reason I bought these things is because I've just made so much darn money in these Bitcoin related plays that I'm just taking profit and shuffling it into new places. And I'm taking profit and shuffling it into new places. I've already been such a big winner on these Bitcoin related plays that, you know, that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. But again, GUS, if it goes to 100 million, yeah, I should probably have $1 million worth of GUS. That'd be stupid. But it might be possible. Why do I say that might be possible? How crazy is this guy getting? Maybe I should unsubscribe to this channel. Before you unsubscribe to this channel for me saying that GUS could go to $100 million market cap when it has no reason for why it should, could, would, right? Why is Dogecoin a $11 billion market cap? Why is Shiba Inu a $5 billion market cap? Why did Bonk go up past $1 billion market cap? Why did Corgi AI on Cronos chain, the chain that everybody complains about is a dead chain? Everybody complains it's a dead chain. How come Corgi AI, the meme coin on the dead chain, Cronos, that everybody says it's a dead chain, went to 800 million? How come Pepe went to $1 billion? Dog with Hat went to 800 million. Floki got past 500 million. Meme coin went to 400, 500 million. Baby Dogecoin probably got past 250 million. We saw Miro get to 400 million. We saw Sneck do something stupid. We saw Cock Inu and MAGA coin is at 128 million. These are not any of them on the Bitcoin DeFi side of things. I'm talking about WELSH, the first dog meme on Bitcoin. And I'm talking about GUS, his little buddy, which is at the end of the day all that Miro was. The one that I really want to compare it to is Miro. Miro is such a joke. It's a meme. It's all a joke. Only reason Miro had success is because everybody was looking for the next bonk, and they found it in Miro. WELSH has already got a $52 million market cap. If $66 million market, if WELSH goes to 500 million or $1 billion, like some people are speculating, can GUS go to 100 million? Maybe. A lot of these coins did it. A lot of these coins did it. And if Bitcoin DeFi is the narrative, then why not? These things haven't even had major exchange listings yet. ML Ballman says it's all going to rug pull, sir. And I say, yeah, it might. and I feel it. It probably should. It should probably all collapse right now. Like, GUS should die right now. I hear you. WELSH should be done right now. It's a meme. But Shiba Inu shouldn't be the second biggest meme. It shouldn't be the 19th biggest cryptocurrency in history. Dogecoin shouldn't be the 12th biggest coin in crypto right now. That's why I think that we need a 50% crash, because same reason that ML Bellman said it's all going to rug, sir. I get it. I hear you. At the end of the day, though, looking at stacks tools, looking at some of these stacks-related plays, look at these 30-day movers, guys. 600% gains, 310% gains. These things seemingly don't want to stop. GUS, Leo, and WELSH are the big ones. I'm big time in GUS. Yes, 643% gains over the last 30 days. Incredible. WELSH, 225% gains. Not right now at their highs. I'm ready for these things to collapse. The fact of the matter is this. They collapse if Bitcoin collapses, and that's the story. Any video about Orbi? I did a video about Orbi a while ago. Check it out. Check it out. I might mess around with Orbi. I'll tell you guys more about that. Check out my video later tonight because I'm going to talk about my crow plays. Sweetheart, what time we got to get out of here? Okay. I'm running out of time, folks. Not done yet. It's okay. Risk a few $100 on a rug pull if there's a chance of it blowing up. Absolutely. I'm just being a little bit of a degen right now, and I'm risking a couple thousand only because I made so many gains. And I love the narrative. I love the narrative. This was Stacks last night. If you repress the page, you'll see we were pumping last night. We came down. Stacks is down 4.88% today. Very bullish on all things Bitcoin DeFi. Somebody's asking me, what's the newest release on Alex Labs? Great question. Let's see what's going on. Long seems pretty new. That's about it. Long is the newest one, it looks like, to my knowledge. It's another meme token, which has been doing very well. I don't hold any Digibyte. Looking at the chat now. Let's do a little Q&A, guys. That's really all I got for you. I gave you my feelings. I gave you my sentiment. The 50% crash does not have to happen, folks. It doesn't have to happen. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out, friends. It's in the DeFi app. What's the newest release on Alex Labs? Yeah, we'll see. I don't see any new releases right now. I'm sure they'll have more coming. Let's see what else we got. Steve asks, have we seen hedge funds really lose on crypto yet? Yes, the FTX collapse. A lot of hedge funds got hurt on that. Last cycle, I held my positions when I was the greediest. Yeah, well, that's why we got to take the profit, my friend. Paka says, hi from New Zealand, my brother. Good to see you from New Zealand. Thoughts on Quant? Quant's bullish. Quant will do well. I mean, eventually, probably. Heard an interesting take. You know, coins from the last bull market that have baggage might not do as well as some of the new ones. Does that mean Crow's not going to do well? No, I don't think that's the case. I think Crow's going to do well. I don't think Crow has a lot of baggage. Does Quant have baggage? I don't think Quant has baggage either. XRP's got some baggage. XRP's got some baggage. I don't know. Smash that like button, y'all. Smash that like button. Have you peeped Leo the cat? Alex, I can't buy a cat coin. I did buy, however. I don't like cats. Sue me. Ha! That was aggressive. Sorry. Sorry to you cat lovers. I don't like cats. Anyway, I did buy a little cat coin. It's called Biddy. And I bought it probably right like here or something. We'll see. Again, $200,000 market cap coin, which is a joke. Extreme risk. Extreme risk. I'm being greedy, folks. I'm being greedy. If BTC is 50% down, y'all better acquire one Bitcoin at least. There you go. If Bitcoin's down 50%, y'all better acquire one Bitcoin at least. If Bitcoin goes down 50% from here, Bitcoin's still at $25,000. You have $25,000 on the sidelines right now, ML Ballman. And if so, I'm curious when you plan on deploying that capital. Are you waiting for the dip? What if the dip doesn't come? I do agree though with keeping some cash on the sidelines. You know, that's a strategy that some people have as a staple to their strategy, and I get it. Me, I pretty much am deploying the cash as I get it. I depend on my income. It comes in, I deploy the capital, and then I plan strategically with the timing in the bull market to just take profit along the way. Again, as we start reaching the fall and the winter of this upcoming year, I will be looking to shuffle aside some profits and winning the game. Winning the game, friends. If you are curious where I'm looking at all these charts and all these things, you go to Sat Screener, by the way. If you're looking at these Bitcoin-related plays, and you can go here, you can filter the last 24 hours, and there you go. There's Borden Retriever. Again, and if you want to look at like what the market cap is on that thing, I think you could do it. Somewhere over here. I don't know why it's not working all of a sudden. Strange. Yeah, I was just looking at the market caps earlier. There should have been like a little slider bar. Weird. Anyway, take my word for it. This thing's like a $500,000 market cap. I don't know. It's complicated to buy, though. I had to get the X-Verse wallet. I had to come over here, and here. This is what I got. Boom. Got some of those right there. What else? I got Borden, and I got some Biddy. So these are my gambling little plays. You can see how much I got there. All right, guys, how we doing? How we doing out there? What are we feeling? What are we liking? What are we hating? Daniel Tullo says, hi from Australia. Did anyone else get the airdrop on Cronos? I did not personally yet, but that airdrop is coming. McLovin is 22, a young man in the chat. Early to the game. Love to see it. All right, guys, I'm wiped out. I got a jet. I hope you enjoyed the stream today. 50% crash doesn't have to happen, but it would certainly make sense. I feel really greedy right now. I feel like I'm in disbelief. Am I euphoric? Am I in disbelief? I don't really know, but I wouldn't be surprised if a big crash came. You better be ready for it. I'm not telling you that it's going to come. I'm saying that historically, it's what we always see, guys. It's what we always see. Does it happen again? You let me know in the comments down below. We did do a poll on the stream. I'm going to end that poll right now. And you guys voted to my question, are you feeling euphoria? 45% of you say yes, and 54% of you guys say no. Maybe that gives you a little idea where we're at. Maybe not. Until next time, guys, I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel for more crypto content. And as always, folks, you got to remember to DCA and HODL. And, of course, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. I got 2 videos for you later today. As always, we'll keep going, guys. What are those gambling plays tokens, then? They are Biddy and Borden. All right? Check out my Twitter. I'll see you next time, y'all. Peace.